importing now. As I mentioned yesterday, we can access importing always from the file menu up here. There's import photos and videos. Here's the keyboard shortcut, Shift Command I. So I'll hold down the Command key, the Shift key, press I, and that should launch the import window. If your window is collapsed, much like mine is here, I'm going to have to click on these triangles to expand and find my source location. So I'm going to click here, then I'm going to go to users, click on that triangle. I'm going to find my user folder, click on that triangle, and then your files should be in the downloads folder. Now I have a bunch of stuff in my downloads folder, so I have to navigate down again. And I have a folder in there called Light Experiments. All right, so there's my light experiments that I loaded on my computer. So the source is on the left-hand side. I have to find my photos here. The photos I want to select are in the middle. So all of them are what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and import those. But remember, up here is where we need to look to make sure this is correct for what I'm doing. Copy is DNG. We're not going to use right now. Copy is if you have a memory card inserted, which I don't. My photos already exist on my computer. So I want to move. Remember, add is bad. This is bad. Add is bad. We don't want to use that. We're going to come to move and make sure it says move. And then I'm going to come to the right-hand side, and this is where I'm telling Lightroom where I want to move it to. You need to be organized in how you're storing your files. Now, by default, Lightroom wants to store and organize them by date, and that's not how we're going to do it in here. So I'm going to make sure I switch this to into one folder. So that's going to put it in one folder. We can go ahead and have pictures selected down here. So that's the main folder we're going to put it into, but we're going to put them into subfolders by project. So this is what we're going to call Light Experiments. And every time I start a new project, I'm just going to change the name that goes up here. This should always be what's selected. And after I'm done doing that, I should see a new folder right there being added called Light Experiments. Now I'm not ready to import yet because you guys are going to do one more step. And that step's right here. We're going to add a preset for metadata. I want you guys to come to here, and it's going to say new, creating a new preset. And that preset is going to be to add the copyright data, which is you are the photographer, so you always want your copyright added to your photos. I'm going to come down and find where it says copyrights. There's IPTC copyright. I want to add the copyright info. So I'm going to put option G, which gives me the copyright symbol. And then I'm going to type my name. That way the copyright is under my name every single time. And I'm going to tell people that my images are copyrighted. That means they have to contact me if they want to use my photos for anything. Okay, so that's copyrighted. And if you wanted to have people be able to contact you, you have a website, you can add all this to the metadata and that will travel wherever your photos go. Now, if I only put copyrighted up here by me and I don't put contact info, it becomes very hard for people to contact you in order to get copyright permission. So they'll probably just use it anyway. But if you add contact info, that does allow them to contact you and get permission. So this is more for me, so I know who took your photos when you turn them in. I'm going to hit create. And so now this says add copyright. I only have to do this once. Once that says add copyright and I've done it correctly, it's going to add that copyright data every time I use that preset. So again, just to review, source, I got to find my photos. The middle, I got to select the photos I want to import and make sure I'm either moving them to a new folder if I've already downloaded them to my computer, or I'm copying them to a new folder if they're on an external memory card and I need to get them onto my computer. Add is bad, never use add. This is where I'm putting them, should be in my pictures folder, and I'm naming the folder every single time by the new project name. Okay, now we're ready to click import. I can enable address lookup, that's the maps thing. I'm just going to disable, I don't really want that. And all of your photos should have imported. Now currently it says previous import is what's selected. There were 21 photos in the previous import. Since it's a brand new Lightroom catalog, I can see all photographs are 21. And then when I come down here to folders, I can see my Lightroom experiments is right there. All right, so we're going to do this again. We're going to practice again. So we're going to go up to Google Classroom, go to Classwork. We're going to Lightroom Importing, and we're going to click on Edwards Zip. Okay, that says that. I'm going to open it in a new window, which should be giving me the option to download, which I can now download. It's a huge file, so I'm going to download it anyway. There it goes. Just saw it download. So I can close that window, click out of there. I'm now ready to go to the folder where it downloaded to. That's my downloads folder. It's currently a zip file, which means I need to double click it to extract it. So I'm going to double click on edwards.zip. It's extracting it. Now I have a folder, and now I actually have two versions. So I'm going to throw this one in the trash. There's my folder. And I'm now going to import that into Lightroom. So to practice it again, click on Lightroom. Either go to import photos or press Command-Shift-I, or if I'm in the library, I can click import right here. I have to find the photos. There's my downloads. There's Edwards as the folder. Here's my photos. I want to move, and I need a new folder name. So this will be Edwards 1. Import those photos. Come over to the left here. I now have 45 photos in my Lightroom, 24 on the previous import, 24 in my Edwards 1 folder, and 21 in the Light Experiments folder. So that's importing. That's the basic process that I'm paying attention to every single time.